We gonna say anything, or are we just gonna sit here?
Well, you can say something. I'm a little busy right at the moment.
That was probably the most boringest intro. I about fell asleep through that. That's
Uh,
like worse than
so,
elevator music.
okay. Well, hey, you made that. I just pulled it. I'm gonna make some new ones that are a little bit happier go lucky and a little bit better. Not
Good. Because I'll tell you right now, that's going to put everybody to sleep. We got two people watching. I don't even know who they are, but they've got to be going, my gosh, this is going to put me to sleep. But you know what? If you guys are watching this, we might put you to sleep tonight, and you guys can get tucked in early and all that. So,
absolutely.
well, we're glad to have 4 people with us. Guys, all we're going to have tonight is just a small chat. You guys can type in anything you want to type in. We'll kind of follow it with the stuff. We're going to talk just about the last 3 months a little bit. We don't want to wear everything out. We want to talk about Natalia Balderrama's funerals tomorrow. We want to talk about some cool things that's going to be happening. Lee Roth is going to be doing something really cool. You want to talk to him about it? I'm really excited about this. This is going to be fun.
I would actually love to talk about this. I can't wait. Honestly, um, you know, with okay, so everybody knows the foundation has been started. We're working our butts off, and Randy's really working his butts off trying to get all this going with the foundation. And all of the auctions ended last Sunday, and all the vendors are getting ready to start getting all of the items that were bought and purchased out and everything. I'm super excited. I actually bought a couple myself. So the auctions are ended, and we had kind of teased this a little bit, here a while back about the fact that we were going to be doing and I have to say it this way, wink, wink, waffle, waffle, because I can't use the R word, because we can't officially do that. So I'm going to be doing a podcast. The tentative plan is twice a week, either Tuesdays and Thursdays or Tuesdays and Friday at noon my time, California, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Pacific or Eastern. Excuse me. It is the plan. And what this is going to be is we're actually going to purchase a tool from one of the vendors throughout the industry, and eventually we're going to try to hit as many of the vendors as we can, from the PDR side, from the detail side, the chemicals, paint ship, everybody. We're going to hopefully get everybody on board and involved with this, and we're going to purchase a tool. So just as an example, let's say I buy a tool for the show for $100. Okay, spend $100 on it. We're going to do, let's say, 10 tickets to be purchased for $20 each. That'll be $200 that the foundation is going to collect. And all of this is going to be going straight through the auction site, funneling straight into the foundation. Someone will win a $100 tool for a $20 entry fee. The vendor will get paid their $100 for the tool that we're purchasing, and the other $100 goes directly into the foundation. Nothing's coming out of it. The vendors are going to handle all the shipping and everything for us, and there's nothing coming out anywhere else. The other half is going straight into the foundation. So I am super excited about this, and we're going to be doing multiples. I'm going to try to be keeping these going constantly, and if every time we sell all of the tickets for a specific item, the next live, I'm going to immediately call out that the winner. Now, the way that's going to work is basically as you go in and purchase your ticket on the auction site, you'll purchase a ticket for a specific item. However many people that we have, let's say we're selling 20 tickets, it's going to be in the order that you buy it. That's your number. So it's going to be, number one, number two, number three, number four, number five, so on, all the way down to 20. I'm going to use a random number generator to select a 1 through 20 number. And whichever number the random number generator spits out, that's the number that was called. If you or whatever that number is, you win it. That's it. Nothing more to do. You've just gotten $100 tool for $20 or whatever the price is that we establish based on that. And like I said, we're super excited, and I can't wait to do this. And I'm so honored to be able to get to do this. I can't wait. It's going to be fun, guys. I mean, that's not only are we going to be able to raise money for the foundation, but it's going to be fun to do because I'm going to be constantly having these things on. But here's the big announcement about when we're going to do this. I believe most of y'all in the industry are aware of May the 4th be with you at the Anson event in Burleson, Texas. And I'm going to set up, I'm going to go live from the Anson event. We're going to purchase the first tool at Anson and put that one immediately online to be able to buy tickets for it. We'll establish everything right there. Hopefully, we're going to sell the tickets right there that day, either online or someone in-house at Anson. We're going to do the drawing right there. So we're going to launch this deal on Saturday, May 4th at Anson.
And I think what's cool is one thing we're going to do as well is all of the guys, all these companies that's been coming forward and sponsoring the fishing tournament, and that's here to help us with everything that we're doing. That's the companies we're going to be paying for the full retail price from to actually do this, because you know what, man, they've been showing us support. They've been showing us love. We got to give it back to them. It's only right. And Anson, you're saying one tool. I'm thinking bigger. I'm thinking at least we're going to do at least 10 tools, maybe 20 tools. We'll have to see how everything's going at that point, what the turnout is. But they're going to be doing a fundraising event there too for the Kevin Halewood Foundation. Guys, I am so excited about this Kevin Halewood Foundation. This last auction, and all this was gifted to us from all these companies. We raised over $28,000. We're able to help the Halewood family out a little bit. We're still going to have some money in there. You guys, we've been, I don't even know how to explain this, but it's great to give, but we can't give to everybody. And I understand that everybody can't donate all the time. Totally get it. Totally get it. And this has been an odd year because we had Kevin Halewood pass away. Now we have Natalia Balderrama pass away. His funeral's tomorrow. Please keep everybody in your thoughts and prayers. I know there's some dead guys going out there, and the family's going to be out there. This is kind of odd that we started Kevin Halewood Foundation, and we have so much need right now. We also have a young man in need that we don't even have our site up yet, guys. We don't have anything there. It is being worked on. We're trying to do this fast forward as we can. Personally, I've got a hailstorm here back home that I am just running with, and trying to take care of all these small things. I've got a hailstorm here back home. I got feedback coming through here, Lee.
Sorry, that was my bad. That was on me. I took care of it.
Okay. So all I can say is thank you to everybody. The Natalia Balderrama, the fund that we're doing does not coming out of the foundation money. We just run it through the foundation so that you guys can make contributions that are tax deductible. You'll get a slip for it. It's a nonprofit organization, but the way we set it up is not for profit, but it still falls underneath the 501(c) nonprofit organizations through the state of Missouri. All these things, anytime you make a donation through the Kevin Halewood Foundation, not only is people getting 100% of what you're giving them, you're able to write it off. And there's no place else to do this. We finally got that part of it set up. It's completely legal and legit. I'm learning more and more about it as each day goes on, to be honest. But it's a fantastic thing to do. You say, why do you not do GoFundMe? GoFundMe takes percentages out. You can't write off on your tax deduction thing that you donated unless it went to a 501(c). So that's why we did this, because we see our industry give so much, and businesses want to give, but if we can get a tax deductible, we need that. So that's kind of was the whole thing to do this. Sure. But 100% of everything goes out. Lee don't make a dime off his work. I don't make a dime off my work. Our
Nope.
board members are coming together. We're putting this board together. Nobody will make a dime. This is all volunteer. And I can tell you this right now, nobody will be on our board if they don't work as hard as we do. That I can promise you. They'll have to, as applications come in for need, they will be going through and scrutinizing these applications. I can promise you that if you donate anything, if you become, whether it's a donation or you're part of the fishing tournament we're going to have, you're buying tools, all that money is going to go to the foundation. Everything that we do on Recon Rally, we're the home office for the Kevin Haywood Foundation. And for our industry, we're going to make this really count for other people. So I'm excited about it. So far, Natalia Balderrama, that fund, has raised $6,000. Man, thank you. Thank you, guys.
That's amazing. That is awesome.
I know they have big shoes to fill there. And I know that there's been other technicians that have given directly to Jonathan Balderrama. And man, we're so great to see everybody's joining in and doing this. This is not about any of us. This is about all of us. And I can tell you right now, from being sick 2 years ago and laying in bed for 7 months and watching your income, just my income, my bank account, and no income because I'm a Hale guy, but laying there for 7 months, my bank account just went drop. That does not help a body, the mind, the body. The stress that it's added stress on for that does not help you heal. We want to take some of that off when somebody has an issue. For example, Ted Coonahan of Black Magic PDR Tips. Once we get this thing set up, he can go online and I've told the family, go online and fill it out. That they have to go before the board, all that. Lee and I are not, we're not voting people on the board.
Nope.
We're just the face of it. And we've done this to kind of keep out of the pressure of people saying here, this and that. We're going to be focusing everybody towards the foundation. But a gentleman like that is really what it's for, is what I'm getting to. Ted has had a brain injury and he's struggling, but I'll tell you what, I've talked to him. He sounds fantastic. We're going to have his wife on the show one night. She's got a lot of, man, that young girl has just really held that family together. And Ted is doing fantastic. And he's supposed to go through physical therapy 2 times a day. He's doing it 3 times a day. He's exercising and he's really coming back. But he's got a big surgery coming up in May, another brain surgery. And it's supposed to help him use his right side of his body. This is what we're trying to do. This is what we're here for. We're here. This is what the foundation's here for, is just to help take care of people. Not help take care of them, but help bless them.
Absolutely. Well, and I mean, we've talked about this with so many people in the industry, Randy. And I mean, and not to beat a dead horse, but we've talked about it in all of this industry. And you now, especially when you and I say the industry, we don't mean just PDR. We mean the entire automotive reconditioning community. And because so many of the detail side and the different recons out there, we've reached out to them, they've reached out to us. And it's a giving community. I mean, people step up to the plate. That's who we are as a community, not we as in you and me. We as a community, that's what we do. Right. And this is just a way to solidify it and legitimize it and make sure it's done right and profitable for the people that those profits need to be used for. And when I say profitable, I think everybody knows what I mean. Not profit is, and we're not trying to make a profit. We're trying to build profit to be able to use for these people to be able to help them in need. And that's why we do what we do. I mean, just is, that, and I like to sit on here and make fun of you.
Hey, real quick, Brian Westerman, he made a comment earlier. Well, what was it? I'm going to go with this.
I saw him say something. I talked to him today.
Did you? Right when we first started up, he says, it's just me watching y'all on the big screen with surround sound for that elevator music. That's too funny. this is a great, we haven't even mentioned this, but you know, we're going to have the fishing tournament again next year. We're having the golf tournament. And man, we're so excited because Susan Lechtenberg has joined up with us. We're going to have her on here. Susan, if you're still watching, we're going to have you on here. And I know you love being on Facebook and telling your story and all that. No, she doesn't. But
No, she doesn't.
yeah, no, she doesn't at all. But she's such a great gal. We're so excited to have her on with us. She's going to be doing the golf tournament, and she came up with the name of the Kevin Halewood Golf Tournament. She wanted to change it from MT golfing event to that. We're going to hear the story behind that, her and Kevin's relationship, and the purpose of changing the name to that, which I think is just fantastic. She's saying, I don't have an update for the golf yet. The place I was hoping for that would allow us to play has dragged their feet and basically said they are not interested in hosting us. What? They don't know what they're missing out on. Are they crazy? But wait till they hear what they missed out on when we choose someplace else. That's okay. Everything happens for a reason. That's what I always say. Everything happens for a reason. Just because one door looks like it's shut, that just means because there's a bigger door that's going to open up for us. I really believe that.
Right. Exactly.
How
Totally.
about another thing that's we're going to be bringing on, and we've had 2 donators already. We threw them on. We threw that part of it on with the auction, and that's the kick a car, kick a panel. Everybody needs to do this. We're going to ask everybody that does this to do it one time a year. If you're a detailer, you're watching this, how can you get involved? You can kick a car. Maybe you get $250 to detail a car. You can take 1 car a year and donate it to the foundation, and that's your way of giving back. It's a great way to do it. That money be used to help other people. Maybe someday it might be to help you. And I think that's what everybody needs to understand. We are not invincible. When you lay in bed for 7 months or something happens like it's happened to Ted, your income dissipates like magic. It's just gone.
We've all been through it. I mean, I've been through it myself. You know that when I had my knees replaced and the debacle and all the different surgeries, and I was off work for 20 months,
Yeah,
practically. So yeah, it's tough.
it is
You
tough.
know, it
And,
really is.
and we can't help people out a whole lot, but we
Hmm.
can make a little bit of a difference, maybe in those first 2 or 3 months to help them get set up for the future of what's
Yeah,
about to happen. Hey, real
absolutely.
quick, this is way off topic, but I got to show you guys. This is a cool cup. I've got 11 of my grandchildren's names on it. You guys, can you see that? There's Parker and Hadley. I don't know, Chloe. We got 2 Chloes, all that Gracie. I got 11 grandkids, and I got 1 more on the way in July. I'm so excited about it. There's another grandson. And but this is what's cool about this cup. You drink like that. You go to the kids' games and stuff like that. You turn it around, and one of them makes a basket or makes a goal, and the other side you turn around and you go.
You know what? I had a feeling that it was one of those cups, and you know what? I don't know if Chelsea's still on here. She was on here early, but yeah, I think I need one of those for her roller
You
derby matches.
you do need one for her
Right.
roller derby.
Because
Lee,
yeah, because
tell about
you
tell
know I huh?
Lee has got a girlfriend that's in the roller derby. I think it'd be so cool to go watch that sometime.
Well, I streamed it live on my YouTube channel where this is streaming live at right now also. So I streamed it live Saturday night, and it was actually her first big bout. But so yeah, I need one of those. But yeah, it was fabulous. You know, just watching her bite the dust several times was worth it.
I'll tell you
So
what, these things are fun, and yeah, need it for the roller derby,
that'd be
and
great. I got to get a couple of those.
they're so much fun because you can put any drink in there. You walk in and you blow this thing. I did it at my granddaughter's basketball game, and I go up on top and I'd move around, sit over here, sit over there, and I'd blow it. And people are turning around looking and everything, and you just make it look like you're drinking.
Did you see the comment that just came across Facebook?
Uh-uh.
Lee, do not get one of those with a bunch of smiley faces afterward or crying, laughing faces. Guess who
Yeah,
that is?
I see her. And I like,
Uh,
and I love exactly what Susan said here too. It just means it's going to be bigger and better. When somebody cuts me out of something, or when they tell me no, it makes me work harder to make it bigger and better. And I
For
got a
sure.
feeling Susan's kind of the same way. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Hey, she said, "Hey guys, great job raising money for funeral expenses with Lido. Sorry, I don't have update for golf." Okay, she said that.
Yeah. No worries.
Um,
And who knows, when we have Susan on, you might even get a little bit more stories out of a specific wedding ceremony that may have taken place at MTE, which I know nothing about.
one of many.
Yeah.
One of many for those guys. That's gonna be exciting. I better get
Yeah.
an invite to one of these things.
I hope they are having a blast. I love the two of them. Her and Damon are just, I mean, besides the fact she's the Hail Queen, they're just two of the sweetest, most loving people I've ever known, and they're such an awesome couple. And it was so fun. It was such a privilege for me to have done what I did, and I performed the wedding ceremony as Elvis for them at MTE, and I had a blast. I loved doing it, and good Lord, if y'all saw any of the videos that I posted, I quite genuinely, Matt Armio and I can't remember if it was Wade Hartley now. I think it was Wade Hartley. That I had them in tears. They were laughing so hard. Matt was literally crying. I mean, it was great. I mean, I loved doing that for them.
When I watch it, I must have just left. Probably, I don't know what time did that
You had
take
just
place.
missed it.
I mean,
It
I must
was
have just missed it.
We were planning on doing it about 9 o'clock. It was probably 9:45 to 10 before we actually did it. But we did it right there on the stairs, right outside of
Yeah.
Wreckers, I think is what the sports bars was, right there on the courtyard where everything was being held. So yeah, it was amazing. I
Hey,
was so pleased to do it.
guys, everybody that's watching, we have 7 people. Please type in where you're watching from. You know what state or what city and state, so we can kind of see those come through, and then that way it tell me who's watching too.
Yeah, for
Chelsea,
sure.
I know you're probably in California. Eric Jacobson, I don't know if you're still watching or not, but yeah, just type in to see where you guys are all at.
Yeah.
Um, Matt was watching earlier,
hmm
so
Yeah, I saw his name pop up.
St. Augustine, Florida. Man, I love that area. I love that is a cool area. You got that tower over there. Like what do you call that? Like a lighthouse tower thing. That's a neat area. Then just a little bit south there, you got like some kind of aquarium. My wife and I have been there. Pretty neat.
Matt just speaking of Armio, he's on there. He just said your mom's house.
Poor guy.
Matt, excuse me, pardon me. Do you ever read your messages, by the way? I know I sent it to you on Facebook Messenger, but I sent you a very important message. I think it was yesterday. You need to call me later. I got something for you.
What'd you do? Steal one of his knives? Now you feel guilty and got to give it back to him?
No, not at all. I actually, I'll tell you because I'm getting ready to throw a post up about it. So no, the new big Moab pull beam from Kiko.
Yeah.
So we have a couple because of some of the big smash stuff that we're doing. But the thing about the Moab is, especially for someone that's not used to handling it, it's a 60-inch long double shaft, double beam. They call it the Moab because it's the mother of all beams, or mother of all bridges. Excuse me. It's a beast, right? So I was sitting there thinking yesterday morning, I'm trying to come up with a way to stabilize this thing. It's like, okay, how can I stabilize it to make it easier for one tech to set it up if you're way high up on a vehicle, right? If you're down low, it's not that big of a deal. And I'm standing there looking at this thing, and all of a sudden I went, holy crap! So I went and grabbed 2 of Matt's strong arms, the strong arm XLs. The clamp is the perfect size to clip on the side of the beam. I put 2 XLs on it, one on one end, one on the other, suction cupped it to the side of the van, and raised it up. Actually, the picture I sent to Matt is actually attached to a big cabinet, but I was just trying to make sure it worked. It's actually not on a vehicle, but that's irrelevant. But it's perfect. The 2 strong arms hold the Moab in place perfectly. You can set everything up. Because it's the strong arm, it's adjustable, so you can tilt it where you need to. And when you make the pull, then it doesn't fall off into your lap. It's awesome. I'm a genius.
I got to say this for Matt. I don't know if Matt saw this or not. This is to Matt. Man, he made the coolest little pocket knives for the guys on the fishing tournament.
Oh,
And
they're awesome.
they're so awesome. I think when people put more thought into something than what you do, you're just like, wow. And he certainly did. And I bought this, and Matt, I don't know what the name of it is, but it's awesome. It suction cups to the car, and you can take your phone and strap it on it like that. Just like hits it on the dap. See, Matt, look, I even have my ringer on there, so I've been using it. And you can actually videotape the repairs while you're doing them, so you don't have to sit there and hold it, try to do this and that, and it just suction cups the car. It was only like $50. I'm like,
I know. I meant to grab
out,
one from
man.
him at MTE, and you know what? Honestly, thank you for reminding me because I have totally forgot about it. Even though I wanted one like crazy, and I forgot to grab it from him from MTE, and
Yeah.
I keep meaning to call him and have him send me one because
So your phone
so I can buy
sticks
one.
to it. Your phone does stick to it, but he's got these little metal round things that go around with it.
Yeah,
It just makes it stick to it even better.
it works just like this. See?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it works like that. It's new technology, Randy.
Yeah. Is it
Yeah,
okay?
it's called MagSafe.
Little OG
Yeah.
doing something for another OG. Hey, let's talk about something real quick.
Yeah.
It's really hard when somebody's sick I don't know, maybe you have this issue, maybe you have this problem. I don't know. I've always found it awkward when somebody's dying, when somebody's sick, that's not a good outcome. It makes a lot of people, I think, just kind of stay away. You don't know what to say.
Yeah.
And you don't want to go be around it because you don't want to. I don't know. I mean, do you have an issue? Do you have a hard time with that? I have a hard time with being around people that I know is dying. I don't know what to say to them. You wish them the best, but what do you say to somebody? Or
Well,
even somebody that's really sick. It's like, I don't want to get sick. So over the years, I've struggled with that.
Yeah, I totally hear what you're saying, and for me, it just depends on who it is and how close to them I am. But in general, I think that's uncomfortable for anybody, to be honest with you. It's just
Yeah.
because a lot of times you want to say you're sorry, but they've probably heard, "Oh, I'm sorry," 1,500 times, and then you're like, "Well, I hope you feel better soon," and they're not going to, or whatever the case is. So you don't want to feel like a schmuck, but
Right.
you want to, you know, give them that love and care that you feel. But yeah, a lot of times people just don't know how to express that, and I can completely understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely happens, especially depending on, like I said, the circumstances and who it is that we're talking about. You know,
So I want to just tell you a couple little things. So when I was sick and I didn't know exactly what my outcome was going to be, laying in bed, one of my wife's young girls that worked for her
oh, I'm
made this
sorry,
little.
I thought you said one of your wives.
No. Anyway, she made this thing for me. This is pretty cool. And honestly, I was sick and I never opened things up. But I want to read a couple things, and I don't even know what I'm going to read to you guys. I might read 2 or 3 of them. But here's an idea: you make a little jar, maybe you put some man jokes in there or something. There was a man joke in here that was pretty funny. I did read one. I love hearing your stories. This is somebody that this is just great little ideas. You can just be. You're such a great friend. It's pretty neat to open these little tiny cards up, the little things. And Randy, the store is not the same without you. So my wife used to have a store in Augusta, Missouri. It's a big wine area here, and I used to go in there. And whenever I was home, I would go in and enjoyed being around. What does a house wear?
What does a
What
house
does
wear?
a house wear? Anybody know? Type it in. I'll come back to this one. What does a house wear? It's pretty easy. Anyway,
I got it. I
what's
got
that?
it.
What?
Well, if I say it, then anybody that wants to type in isn't going to be able to.
Oh, okay. All right. What is a houseware? And one other one I didn't pull out because I didn't find it. There's all these nice little things. It's a great thing to do. But one of them said, "You've got great hair."
Not anymore.
Oh, that was funny. I don't
There,
know.
there you go. Look in your private chat.
Pretty good. That's not the one I'm looking for, but that was actually pretty good.
Oh, well, then I can say it then. I said house coat.
Yeah, house coat. You're kind of close. You're kind of
Well,
close with it. Is anybody else saying anything?
trench coat wouldn't have
Oh,
made sense.
Brian Westerman got it, except
Uh,
he said a dress, but it's really like a dress.
Serba?
Sir Bob, what? It's a dress. Anyway, it's kind of cool. Hey, look, when you got somebody that's sick, reach out, do something nice for them. That's all I can say. I saw we had Vince Delisandro. I would. How do you say his last name?
Vince
Vinny.
Delisandro. Really? How long have you known him? Vinny, I'm sorry, bro.
Forever, but I didn't do good at English, and I don't think that's even English, so I think I'm safe.
You know, Randy, can I make
Hello
a
to Aaron,
suggestion?
too.
Can I make a suggestion to you? You know, we have 7 people watching right at the moment. Try not to offend our listeners, please.
It's not nothing to be offended by. Not my lack of intelligence shouldn't ever offend anybody. It should make you feel better.
Well, that's true. I feel like a
Right.
damn genius right now. But anyhow, sorry, I digress. Hey, speaking of Vinny, close enough. Nice, Vinny. Speaking of Vinny, it made me think back to the Kika car and the Kika panel thing that you were talking about, which
Yeah, we
uh,
didn't. We got it. I got squirrel brain on that one.
that's okay. I because I wanted to say something about it because it's like I would love to do that, but unfortunately, you know, unfortunately, me being in California, I don't get to do hail as much as I'd like to, unless except for periodically in my travels, going to Denver or going to to the Texas location and stuff. But the next big panel smash I get in on a bit on just in a big individual panel because I still do a bunch of individual pairs. The next big one of those I get is coming straight to the foundation.
That's awesome. And something else I want to tell you about that while you're talking about it. Ray West said he was going to put something together, and I hope I'm not putting my foot in my mouth. This has been chatter with me and Ray. He's talking about with Classy Estimating to offer his services. So if you're going to kick a panel or kick a car, they will do the estimating, waive the fee, so you can turn it into the insurance company and get the highest bid for it. If you're going to be donating that to the kick a panel or kick a car or kick a panel, they'll be doing that at no charge as a donation to the foundation to help
That
us
would
get
be
the
awesome.
most for your donation. That's really, really cool.
That's awesome. That's
So
really
remember
cool.
that because I know Anson just did that, and Anson did kick a car. Rodney Vance did a kick a car,
Hmm.
and because of those guys, it really it if it wasn't for those 2 kick cars, we wouldn't have hit our goal for the auction. But we threw those 2 in there because we were like, this is what's going to happen. Really cool
Absolutely.
stuff. So
Yeah, that was so cool that both of those between Rodney and Anson doing that was awesome. It really is.
and Vinny, Cowboy Vinny, I got something just for you. So I'm excited to give it to you, Cowboy.
He just said he's in Florida for Lido.
Man,
Awesome,
awesome for you to
awesome,
be
Benny.
out there. That's awesome. Hey, uh, Vince, I don't know if you knew or not, but we were doing this. We're doing a fundraising thing to help raise funds for the funeral. And so far, it's raised $6,000. That's pretty good. I'm so happy that we can all be pulling together to help Lito's family out. Because
Absolutely.
they're bearing the blunt of this expense of burying them. So really, really cool. So many people has already joined in it, guys. And if you want to give it to that, you can look at one of our last posts. You can $25 helps out a lot.
Yeah,
50, 100, whatever. It doesn't matter. The whole thing is that you're giving something. It's pretty, and it's well needed for that family. So
it really. And I mean, Lido was amazing. I mean, he really was. And as I've said, and I've talked to several people about him, is I didn't have the pleasure of knowing him as long as a lot of people do. I mean, like Vinny's a former Dent Wizard guy. I mean, he's known Lido forever. Carl Stuckey, and I mean, just I can go on and on about the guys that have known him, including yourself, for so many years. I only got a chance to really meet Lito and really get to know him about 4 years ago, I think, roughly. May have been five, but somewhere in there. And then I did that interview, kind of an interview with him, or really it was more of a dedication to him at MTE. I think it was, MTE 22. I think it was, and just the conversations that I had the pleasure of having with him, especially about training. Um, it was amazing. I mean, he was genuinely just an amazing human being, and very religious, and very, very godly, and he was just, it was an awesome time. I mean, honestly, just for me, he just made me a better person just talking to him. And I think a lot of guys in the industry feel that way about him.
Yeah.
And Jonathan, is just an amazing dude in his own right. And Nancy, his daughter, is just an incredibly lovely woman that just seems absolutely like a doll. Um, and the whole family. It
Yeah.
just it,
I
it's
got to,
it's it's unfortunate.
it was, I think it was in 2017, Tom Price, uh, Lito was staying with Tom Price at MTE. And
Yep.
he's like, "Hey, I've got Lito up in my room and we'd like to just talk with you." And I was like, "Great. When?" "Right now." Went up there with Tom and Lito. I met Lito for the first time. I'm not a dent wizard. I've never worked for Dent Wizard. So I
Right.
knew
Me either.
Lito's story. I knew Lito's story because I know a lot of Dent Wizard guys. And from past interviews and stuff, I really felt like I knew him kind of pretty well. I was
I
wrong.
agree.
I was
Right.
so wrong. I go up to their room. Man, we had 4 hours of just an amazing conversation. Uh, he was such a soft, gentle man who loved the Lord,
Hmm.
truly, truly loved the Lord. Some of us, we proclaim to be Christians, we shouldn't. This man loved
That's
the
fair.
Lord. Yeah, it is. I'm going to call it the way it is. I'm not, you know, he loved the Lord. And I talking with Jonathan, and Jonathan told me that when they found him, he was in the praying position.
Yeah.
And man, that's just he was such a gentle man. And I'm gonna share this. I have to go offline here. I'm gonna share what Jonathan shared with me. This is my last picture with Lito, um, and he shared it. And this is kind of a funny. It's funny. I should share this on Facebook, I guess, but I haven't done that. Give me 1 second. Talk about something while I'm pulling this up. Oh, here it is. I got it. I'll just show it to the camera. Maybe. All right. I had to save it
Do
because I
do
don't.
do 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 do.
All right. Here we go.
You're putting them asleep again.
All right. So it's a funny picture. I'm acting all corny.
Yeah. You in the muscle shirt.
Well, I've been working out.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, you know what? I mean, you can see Lito's face right there. I mean, look at Lito's face. He's just smiling from ear to ear. He thought it was funny.
Yep.
And I didn't know how he was going to accept that when I did that. But, you know,
Well, and you know what? That's one of the experiences that I had with Lito is exactly what you're talking about because it, it, it's sometimes I felt like, not that I felt like I walked on eggshells. No, that's not the correct terminology, but I tried to always be very, very respectful of him and knowing how he is and how how he was, and about how humble he was, as that message just came up across there. And so I was always like very careful with my wording, and I tried to not cuss in front of him or anything like that. But then when I did really get to know him better, yes, he was all of those things, but yet he was just a awesome human being and just
yeah,
one of the guys at the same time.
he
And
was.
it's in genuine. I mean, which is kind of silly thought process of course he's one of the guys. He's a dent guy, for God's sakes. Just because he's the Godfather doesn't mean he wasn't at the end of the day a dent guy. We all know what I mean by that. But he was a different echelon of dent guy. But he was. He's just the memories I have the most with him is that when I was talking, and I kind of did that dedication that day at MTE, that Mike Toledo recorded for me. Fortunately, he happened to be close by with his camera, and he did that for me because I
Hmm.
couldn't do both. And but where it touched me so much is he was so humble with the things he would also say to people and about people. Like I said, most of the conversations I had with him were about training and the fact that he knew that I taught
Yeah.
PDR blew me away. I was just like, wait, what? It's like, cool. But he was always very cordial and accepting of the conversations that he and I had because we talked about training and training techniques and different things. And he would give me inside tips and, tips about things that I remember and I use today. And I would tell him the way I did things. And he would always love what I said. I mean, he was like, that's great. Yes, 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 yes. And he was Lito.
Yeah. Vince says Leto was a humble soul that never wanted the recognition of what he created.
Very
It's
true.
so true. He never wanted recognition for anything. In that one shirt he wore, it said it's a cross, and he
Yep.
said it's not about me,
It's
it's
about
about
him.
him.
Right. And
And
I
that's the way he lived
reposted
his
that
life.
picture. Yeah, I reposted that picture. I think well, when I made a comment when I made a post about him over the weekend, that was the picture I posted was him and he was wearing that shirt.
We sat there in Tom's room for 4 hours at night, and I had no idea that I was one going to meet Leto, um, you know, but I thought, what a great opportunity! I've never met this man. I had already interviewed Jurgen Holzer, the guy that trained Don um, up in Minnesota. What is it?
You
I
talking about
can't remember
Kavanaugh?
his last name.
You talking about Don Kavanaugh?
Don Cavanaugh. Sorry,
I
that's
got
who trained
Don.
Don Cavanaugh and a few guys up there. It's kind of what started that group, and then talking with Natalio, and they actually. So they, I don't, I've always wanted to do an interview with both of those guys. My goal this year was to get Jurgen Holzer and Natalio at MTE together and sitting around like and interview them and let them sit up in front of each other with a cup of coffee and maybe a little plant in the middle. And we'd take questions and then go around the audience and let people ask questions. But that'd be the first time they ever actually met. And I talked to both of them. And in that 4 hours, I talked to Natalia and I talked to them a few times afterwards, and Jurgen Hoser, and they have some amazing stories. And that'd be a neat thing to do is just kind of go on and talk about what I heard from both those sides. Because one part, I mean,
Sure.
there's some amazing stuff that I found in interviews. A lot of it on camera, some of it off camera.
Yeah.
Um, but one of the things was that they both was on the same lot, but they're dent guys and they're younger and they're competitive and they're fighting for everything and they're bad mouthing them this side and bad mouthing this side. And this is way early, and
That's
they
great.
looked at each other and I can imagine like the old gunslinger sound, like the eyebrow raise up, and they never met each other.
Wow.
And I talked to both of them about I wanted to do this. I told Jonathan, and Jonathan was telling his dad, and so he knew what I wanted to do. But like Kevin Halewood and Natalia, I mean, the Lord, you just never know when the Lord's going to take you. He's just going
Yeah,
to take you,
that's true.
and that's one thing that's cool about doing the whole interviews with technicians is to have that piece of them where we have it forever. We can go back and watch it, and
Sure.
it really does bum me out that we never got Natalia. That I never got a camera on with Natalio. He did want. I think he did want to do it towards the
Yeah.
end. We kind of hit back and forth with a few times, but I didn't really want to push him too much. And he told me he wanted to do it, but he wasn't ready to do it
Yeah.
on camera. And
Well, and it wasn't until was it the PDR Expo last year, I think, when he did
mhm.
that the video and everything, and he was talking about his story and everything, and that was really the first time he had ever done that. And
He did do it again this year, but he did it all in
right,
Spanish, which was pretty cool.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Uh,
Well, and you know what? That leads back to the whole MTE thing, Randy. It does. I mean, it's just the difference. What you just said about Lido and Jurgen is exactly what we talk about with MTE. That's different now. You can sit there and have a beer with your competitor and talk about what's going on next door to each other that would never happen 20 years
right.
ago
Right.
or 10 years ago, let alone 20 or 30 years ago, for God's sakes. But that's why we all love MTE so much that we do, because what that has become for the industry.
Yeah.
You know,
Listen, everybody's got a story, and I think that's what's cool about all these interviews as they've just exploded over the years, more and more. We get more and more shows, and everybody's interviewing people. And the cool thing about that is you never know that person you're going to interview. We may not have them next week, a year
right?
down the road, 2 years
Absolutely.
down the road.
I
We're
think
not.
it'd be super cool. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say we're not going to live forever. So anytime
No.
anybody's doing these interviews, it's really is breeding positivity. And I love seeing that our industry on Facebook, and I don't pay attention to a lot of sites because of some of the negativity that's out there. But I don't, because I don't pay attention to the negativity, I don't even realize that we have any negativity in our industry, to be honest, because I'm in this little plastic bubble, like the
We
boy.
have a smidgen, just a
Yeah, I don't
smidgen.
even know. I don't pay attention to it.
Right.
If I see something, I make it a point to go buy it. I want to breed positivity, and I think it's most important for us.
You
So,
know what I think would be super cool that we do, speaking of interviews, especially in light of, this has happened with Kevin and this has just happened with Lido. I would love, and I don't even know if it's really feasible for us to do it this way, but we could pull it off. I would love to have a group of old school Dent Wizard guys like Vince and Jesse Haw and I mean, just start naming guys. Everybody, the
yeah,
old school guys that could sit around and have this little round table discussion about Lido. And if nothing else, we don't get a chance we never got the opportunity to interview Lido like we would have liked to, or you
that
would have
would be
liked to bring
fun.
that up. But
We,
at least those stories will then be recorded, and we've got that history of who he was. And I'd love to do the same thing for Kevin, for that matter.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
would that would be that would be amazing. That really would. We should do that at next MT. That's a great idea. Vince says it took us 2 years to accept an interview. It took us 2 years for him to accept an interview about his story, and they
yeah,
did. They got it on tape. It's
I
on a
know
podcast or something. Vince, if you're still watching, man, if you could share that and tag us on that for Recon Rally, that'd be a great share. I'd love
that would
everybody
be
to hear
awesome.
that. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, there's so many cool
If,
stories, and
if Vinny doesn't respond, I'll text him when we get off.
okay, okay, yeah, I know he's probably pretty busy this evening. Hey, I know
Yeah.
Rick Hummert's going out there. Carl Stuckey's going out there. I don't know everybody else. It's great to see Vince is going out there. Um, man, whoever's going out there, that's man, hats off to you guys. That's really a
Yeah.
neat thing to do. And
I hope, I sincerely hope there's a nice turnout. I'm sure, and I'm sure there will be.
yeah,
I
I'm sure.
would I would have hopped a flight in a heartbeat to go. Um, who was that?
Yeah,
Somebody. Oh, that was Matt. Yeah, it was a tool time podcast.
yep. Tool Time
Um,
Podcast. Thanks, Matt.
I have to fly out early Saturday morning to be in Denver for a couple of weeks, so I
I
can't.
I would have. I told Rick I would fly out there with him, but I'm speaking at a funeral Saturday of a good friend of mine.
Yeah,
So yeah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do Kevin Halewood because I was the boy in the plastic bubble because I was having another um, little thing and they didn't want me around people for 2 weeks
right.
before the thing, so I wouldn't get sick, so I could have that surgery deal. So
Well, and I think if I remember correctly, I had bronchitis. I couldn't fly anyway when I got back
yeah,
because
how
I
about
was.
the
Anyhow, go ahead. Doesn't matter.
how about the and I should know his name too. the guy from Japan that flew. It was MTE, and then he flew back, and he found out about Kevin Hale, and he turned around and flew all the way back. We're talking 24-hour flights, 20-hour flights, and
yeah, it was Fuji or Kenji, excuse me, Kenji. Yeah,
man,
yeah, it was. He literally made 2 round trips in what was it, 9 days or something?
Yeah,
from back and forth to Japan.
Yeah, I'm like that, man. That is so cool, and what a blessing that would just to bless everybody. Vince says Spotify PDR Tool Time is still there. Lido, 2 episodes of a story. Yeah, there was 2 episodes of that, and they were great. You guys did a great job.
If it's on Spotify, it's probably shareable. I'll try to find it and see if I can share it to Recon Rally.
Yeah, that'd be a cool thing to. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I wish there was video of it.
Well, true, but I mean,
right. Yeah, hey, you guys got something that nobody else got, and man, it's going to be something that's, we have forever. I'd love to listen to it again,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's been forever. I remember listening to it, but I listened to it back then. I'm going to listen to it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
very cool. So, hey, what's on your agenda this week?
Me?
Yeah, the rest of the week. You have any more roller derbies up Saturday, or does she need a month off from all the fighting she did?
No, she was sore, dude. She was wiped out. No, she actually she's at practice right now. We're hanging out tomorrow evening, just relaxing, probably going to dinner. I got to finish up a couple of. I don't have any students graduating this week, but I got a couple of specialty trainings that I'm working on with a couple of my students tomorrow. And then I fly out to Denver Saturday morning for the grand opening of the new Dinking location in Arvada, just outside of Denver.
Cool.
And I got to be there for a few weeks.
Everybody realizes. I hope everybody realizes that it's Easter Sunday, so make sure you spend great time with your family and your kids, and cherish these moments. If you're on the road, make sure you FaceTime your kids. But if you have that opportunity to be with your kids, man, cherish the moments and with your parents, everything. So I think we're having a little get together here.
Nice.
Looking forward to it. But
Chelsea and her family are doing Easter. It's a big thing for them, and I so badly wanted to be there. Yes, Chris, Denver. Actually, it's in Arvada, but close enough. So yeah, I'm disappointed that I'm not going to be able to be there, but I'll FaceTime the family, and then of course FaceTime my daughter, and then I'm looking forward to. So I'm going to be there for 2 weeks, and I'm going to be back home for 2 weeks, and then I fly out to the Dallas location to spend a few days there before the Anson event on Saturday for May the 4th be with you, and that Friday Chelsea's flying in on Thursday to meet me there, and we're going to go to Scarborough Fair, the big Renaissance Festival down in Waxahachie, Texas, with my daughter and her boyfriend. So I get to spend a little time with the kiddo, who by that time will be 20 because she turns 20 next month.
Very cool.
Don't I look young to have a 20-year-old?
She's almost as old as your girlfriend.
Jesus Christ. Did you really just go there?
Oh gosh, I'm so funny.
Oh my God.
She's still watching too.
Oh yes, she's here. What did she just say? Cue Simon and Gardy. So yeah, Mrs. Jones.
Anyway, all right.
So, yeah, thanks, pal. I appreciate that.
All I can say is I'll go out with a bang. Hey, so real quick, update on May 4th again. Just give May 4th plug. Guys, whoever's watching, if you can join us on May 4th down at Anson Open House, we're going to have some fun. I think there's going to be a lot of great things happen down there. I got my tickets and I am really looking forward to it. I am
too. I'm looking forward to you being there because you never go to that kind of stuff.
Well, You know, Craig would probably shoot me right now. He'd kick me in my balls or something. He, you know, it's true though. I think the way a lot of dent guys think, hail guys,
It's
that's
hail
our
season.
season to work
Yeah.
and to break away when you're on a fresh storm.
Right.
It's really, really hard. I'm the guy that's running the storms, and I'm always up front dealing with customers and all the supplements and the insurance adjusters and taking care of the business on that side. To take me out of the picture for a couple days just hurts. It's hard to get
I
home,
hear you.
you know.
I've been there. Vinny just said great low key event. Yeah. All right, Vinny.
Yeah, great low key event.
No, it's going to be awesome. I mean, it really is, and I mean, I can't wait for it. I always love going to the Anson events. I mean, it's kind of like a mini MTE. I mean, it's just awesome and seeing everybody um just I get to go home to Texas for a week and
But the problem is when you go to MTE, you want to go to every one of them from that point on.
right.
And when I go to Anson, I know I'm
You
going
want
to
to
want
go
to go to every one of them from that
you
point on.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just
Because
fun.
at the end of the day, it's also the Anson crew, and they make it so welcoming and so warm and inviting.
I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go now. It's okay.
Really?
David Shalat, it's okay, brother. I love you more than you love me, and it's evident. And you know what? So I don't ruin this event for you. I just won't go. You can go. It's okay. There's not enough room for both of us in that building.
Wait, no, David, I have an excuse. We all have to be there. I want to see how many bald dent guys we can get in the same building at the exact same time.
I want to see all of us bald guys hold David Shalat and turn him into one of the bald brothers. How's that sound?
Right, right.
Let's
Well, he's
hold him
close.
down.
He's
Oh, he's
already
close. He's
close.
a lot closer than
So
he realizes. He's doing this. Let's go
you
outside on a
started
windy
this.
day.
You
Come on,
started
David
this,
Schlatt.
David.
Yeah, David Schlatt. Let's go outside on a windy day and see who feels more comfortable.
Hey,
Hair
we're at
gets
least
all messed up.
we're aerodynamic.
He said, "I'll shave my head." Yeah, I bet.
Oh, I'd pay to see that.
Oh, no kidding. All right, we're going to talk to you about that on the way there. Before we get there, Dave Schlatt, maybe we could do some kind of fundraising thing to see if Dave Schlatt will
I was
shave
going
his
to say we need to do a pool, and all the donations go to the foundation.
head.
I'm down. I'm in.
He
I am.
doesn't know what he just got himself into.
Nope. Nope.
Will he really put his money, will he really put his mouth where everybody else's money is?
Bickett. Well, Chris, we don't want to permanently injure him. Hold up. We don't want to turn him into Michael Jackson.
Uh, he says yes. Yeah,
Done.
right.
That's
Done.
our David, bro.
Oh
That's
my
awesome.
gosh. We got to have to
Hey,
get David Haxton in for this one too.
I'll bring a buffer, and we'll polish.
Let's take it easy on him. Let's just shave that thing.
Absolutely.
So when I shaved my head, I didn't know it, but I had a skin tag back here. So every time I'd shave my head with a razor, it would cut and would just bleed and bleed and bleed. So I'm down with Fred Delaney and Carl Nouveau, cousin Clay, and we're at Carl's place, lives down in Alabama, and they're like, you could take a pair of little fingernail clippers and clip that right off. And I was like, no, my gosh, that would hurt. Anyway, they talked me into it. They put a piece of ice on there, and Carl went up there with his little toenail clippers. I hope they were clean.
I was gonna say, did he sanitize them first?
My cousin Clay's toenail clippers.
Oh
He
my
puts it
god!
back in my thing and he clipped it. My gosh, that thing hurt.
Vinny, no, you didn't.
What do you say?
Vinny just said there's a lot of headroom in this group right now. Nice wording, pal. You were really close there, Bubba. So, since you just told that story, I'll tell you one of the dumbest things I've ever done with shaving my head. Shortly after I started shaving my head in 2008, okay? Shortly after I started shaving it, those little shark things came out, right? And it was the little thing that would slip over these two fingers, and it used like a Bic cartridge, and you could just right? I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. So I go buy one, and First time I used it, I'm in the shower. I'm like, wow, this is kind of, you know how when you're in the shower and you do cut something, how you get that minerally taste in your mouth? You can almost smell the blood, right? I looked down at the floor of the tub and it looked like a scene out of Psycho. There was blood everywhere. I was bleeding like a stuck pig. And it was so sharp, I literally took a gouge out of my head about that long
Oh
and
man,
about that wide, just right down the back of it.
oh man.
It took me forever to get that damn thing to stop bleeding, and I threw that thing away immediately. But oh my god, it did. It hurt, and I did. I swear to God, I thought I was gonna bleed out.
So do you, when you shave your head right now, do you use a blade or use a machine?
No, I use a blade. I'm one of the weird freakazoids around that can't use an electric razor. It
So
irritates my skin.
so I use this electric razor. I've always used a blade, but I've converted it to my wife for Christmas. Bought me this little like tri-headed razor. It fits in your palm.
Now I've
And
seen that. It looks really
oh
cool.
my gosh! I mean, it. I do my face. I haven't used a regular razor blade, and every now and then I will. If I'm doing something special, I'll shave my head down. But yeah,
Watch
what are they
this,
saying?
Chelsea. Anyhow, yeah, I've been wanting to try one of those.
Polish those domes. Vince says, "Hey, those guys are in a room together.
Right?
Vince and David's
Yes,
in a
Vin.
room together."
Yes, Vinny. I bled like a stuck pig. You know what I'm referring to, my man. You've been in Texas long enough.
Man, it's great to see you guys out there. That's together. That's
Wait,
awesome.
wait. All right, Mo Castillo's on your Mo,
No,
sweetheart. What does that mean? Well, now I know. Now you know what. What? Where are you going with this? About all the bald heads or what? I'm not sure where you're going with that.
all right,
Okay.
guys, it's been great,
We're
but my
there.
hour is up, and I want to go
Yep.
spend some time with my wife. So,
Oh, if she ever shaves her head.
oh, if she ever shaves her head, talking about Mo, my wife's not
Yeah.
going to shave her head.
Mo,
Hey,
don't
Mo
don't
can come
don't
to
don't.
Anson, and she can do that too. We could
Yeah,
have
I
two.
bet we could. Are you kidding? Can you forget David? No offense, bro. Can you
Oh no, no,
imagine
no,
how
no.
much?
Oh no, 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 no.
No,
David's
no,
in.
I'm
No, no,
not. I'm not
David's
forgetting
in.
David. But can you imagine how much money we could raise if Mo offers to shave her head?
It's for the
Hello.
Kevin Haywood Foundation, Mo. Come on.
Knock, knock, knock. All right. Well, yeah, it's time to wrap this up. Everybody, thank y'all so much for watching,
Yes.
and our deepest heartfelt condolences to the entire family of Natalia Balderrama and Jonathan and Nancy and everybody there. Thank y'all very much for watching, and we're gonna be live Monday night. Is that right? I
We're
think.
gonna be live Monday night. We are having Alan Wilson on from the PDR Beginners page.
Yep.
I met him at the show. He really seems like a pretty nice guy. He's had a couple, I don't know, successes. I guess there are over 30,000 people on his page, and
Yep.
we're gonna get to know him a little bit. That's gonna be this Monday night, so make sure you guys
Yep.
are following for that. And yeah,
I'll
great.
be
Other than
going.
that, happy
I'll
Easter
be
to
going
everybody.
live from Denver.
There you go. Happy
Yeah.
Easter, everybody.
Absolutely. Happy Easter, everybody. And I hope y'all have a great weekend. And we will see you on Monday. And y'all take care and be safe.